Hello, people. This is Mac. It's Mac Commentary. Just have a few comments to make today. Got to give thanks and praise to God Almighty for another day. So let's give him a shout out. Well, there's been some things on my mind here. I heard about and read about it. That the dancer, DJ, Stephan Twitch boss had passed. And I listened to a few people talk about his death, and I didn't know Twitch, as they call him, but I got to know him a little as I read about him and watched a few of his videos on social media. I thought he was very talented young man. And I understand he also worked on the show with DeGeneres show. I mean, I never watched shows like that, so I don't have anything personally against the woman, but I do have personal feelings towards that certain groups of people. So I don't indulge in supporting those types of programs, which the airways are full of now. But this Twitch, I just can't really wrap my head around how could a young, gifted young man like that, with a great family, go out and commit suicide. It just, I mean, everything I saw where he made a video with his wife the day before, and he just looked like the perfectly happy man. Well, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that this young man was taken out by somebody. He may have been abducted or somehow coerced to get into a car. Could have been any type of ruse to get him to that hotel. And another thing that kind of surprised me is nobody said anything about a suicide note until I read something this morning. Because I had been asking about that. But I think a lot of people had been postulating that somebody probably killed him. Probably was a hit of some type. Well, I'm gonna tell you, we live in a racist society. There's no way of getting around that, people. And I tell you, Twitch had a beautiful white woman as the love of his life. And I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe that somebody didn't like the happiness that he had with his wife and his family. And they thought it was time to delete him for whatever reason. You see, there's a lot of jealousy and envy in this world. When a man has a beautiful wife, or even of the same race. But when you live in a racist society like these United States, and people see that, they say, we're going to have to take and put that Negro in his place. And that's my take on that. Because I'm going to tell you, I just can't see nowhere where this young man would commit suicide. I mean, here's his Christmas holidays. He got 2 young kids, plus he has an older daughter. And you could tell he loved his family, loved his kids. Here you see them, he and his wife dancing in front of a Christmas tree. I mean, this guy was happy. And they tell me that video was made a day before. So if this guy is happy, why would he take his life during the holiday? And plus, he's a black man. That's unusual for black men to take their lives. They have to have something really distraught, or be distraught about something in their life that is so extreme for them to do that. I recall myself once, I've been to see a psychiatrist one time in my life, because I had been dismissed from a job, although I got it back because it was racially motivated. But at that time, I had a friend of mine. He said, Mac, why don't you go down and see this psychiatrist that I see? Now, you might be able to get disability. I said, disability? But I humored him, and I went down to see that psychiatrist at the university medical school. And after we sat there and talked for a while, and I told him the things that was happening, going on at the time, that I had a business that was failing, and I had a marriage that was getting ready to go through a divorce, and I had been fired from my job. And he looked at me, he said, dang, after I went through all the details of those things, he said, I don't understand why you don't have homicidal or suicidal tendencies right now. I said, well, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't you think so, Doc? He said, you see light at the end of the tunnel? I said, of course I do. I said, being a black man in these United States and the things that I've gone through, I mean, if I haven't committed suicide now, I never will. This is nothing. I came here with nothing, and I'm going to leave here with nothing. But I have my dignity. I'm not going to commit any suicide to make somebody else feel good. And that's why I don't think this young man committed suicide. He had a very supportive mother, grandfather. So he had a lot of things going on for himself. Great family. But I think, as I stated. I mean, this all going to come out. I mean, if it was me and the police did such a cursory type of investigation like that to say, oh, he got a gunshot to his head, I mean, let's do a real investigation and find out. Because first of all, for someone to commit suicide, you should investigate that and see if it's really suicide, or is it something somebody bringing up. Now, one of the things, with all our other young men and who've been taken out, talented black men, Michael Jackson for one, Prince, they used drugs as the reason that they died. But apparently, Twitch didn't take any drugs. So they can't use that. So what did they come up with? Suicide. And everybody, all the papers and everybody running with that suicide propaganda, like they always do when something happens to black men, like they did with Bill Cosby, like they, like they did with Michael Jackson. Prince, they just run with stuff and don't have any facts about anything. I don't believe it. I don't think his people believed he committed suicide either. And I hope that they go out, if the police doesn't do anything, I hope they go out and get private investigators to look at this case with a fine tooth comb. That's what I hope they'll do. They want to now, after everybody starts saying, hey, the guy was probably killed for whatever reason, because that's the way they are out there. Somebody he ticked off. It's always like that. But I think it could have been it was racially motivated. What's happening? That's is my opinion, and nobody else's opinion on this. So this guy, having such a nice, beautiful family, decides that he's going to go out and commit suicide. And then they say, oh, wait a minute. People think there's somebody else killed him. We better put a note there. We better come up with some type of note that he had, stating that he was going to do it. Let's see if this note is going to be signed by him. I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I tell you, I'll be surprised if I am. But this is the way racism works in this society, people. No matter how high you get or where you go, they're always going to bring you down. I mean, you got to remember, this is, I mean, you don't have to go too far back in history to see how they use their white women. So if they use the white woman to bring you down, and then if you got a white woman that is beautiful, and and many others white men out there want someone like that. Oh, and a black man got her. Oh, that makes it really something hard to take. So what do? Somebody contrived a ruse to get him out of that house and get him to that motel. Let's see if what the cameras, what the videos around that motel, what it shows. You know, there are videos, there's cameras everywhere now. So I'm sure if he checked in there, then they should have that video showing exactly what time he checked in, and if anybody else went into that room as well. But all we can do right now, people, is pray for the family during this horrific time for them, for these holidays. But God will prevail. We pray that He'll have mercy on the family. And we offer our sincere condolences. God bless and have a great day.